I have a lot of dolls, and I have a specific drawer where I keep most of my favorite ones. But they're not always super well maintained, or I've just had them for a long time and they could use a bit of change. So like in a previous video, I'm just gonna give a few more of these dolls some help, whether that be fixing them up or just switching up their look a bit. And we're gonna start off with this doll. Now looking at her, there's nothing really wrong with her at all, but she's just been very neglected for a long time. She's still in this fall outfit, and fall was a while ago now. And I feel like we could just do some stuff to make her a little bit more exciting, a little bit new, starting off with something that I'm honestly terrified to do, but I really want to try it. And that is give her bangs. Now I tried giving one specific doll bangs in the past based off a hack video, and it didn't go great, to say the least, okay? But we're gonna try this again with a different kind of technique, and we're just gonna see if it can work out because I feel like she could look great with bangs. So starting off with some boiling hot water here. You guys know the drill. We're gonna dip her hair into the water, get it all nice and soaked up. And then we're just gonna give her hair a good brush through. But when it comes to the front of her head, we're actually gonna brush the hair in front of her face. I know it looks creepy, just trust the process. Okay, to be honest, the glass of hot water is just for show. This is much easier if you just rinse the doll's hair under some boiling hot water, like you pour some over top of the doll's head. So that's what I just went and did right now. Oh yeah, I also stripped it down when I poured boiling hot water over her head, so the fall outfit had to go anyways. Okay, we put her in this cute little pink robe, much better. Okay, so we're at the point now where we have to pick how much from the front of her face we want to be bangs. So I'm gonna kind of section off an area. Okay, I've literally spent forever trying to figure out how much I want to be bangs in the front. I'm procrastinating. But I don't want to like overshoot this. So I'm just kind of taking a somewhat small section from the front of her face. And guys, I'm actually so scared to cut this. Like, this video could quickly turn from fixing dolls to destroying dolls. Let's hope that's not the case though. And I am going to start by cutting somewhat low. Definitely much lower than what I actually want in the end. Okay, let's just do it. That's a good chunk of hair. Guys, I'm scared. And why is it like separating like this? Okay, I guess I'm just gonna keep trimming away at it. I have a bad feeling about this right now. At first I thought the section I took was small, but maybe it was way too big and this is about to look horrible. Oh my gosh. Okay, I definitely didn't section this hair properly. Like, what is going on? Why is it short over here? It's giving like bowl cut. Oh my. But we're just gonna try to salvage what we have going on here. And to kind of thin out the bangs a little bit, I'm gonna kind of snip upwards. Okay, we might be salvaging her. Keyword might. Also, yeah, she's naked again because the robe was just getting in the way. And while the hair's drying and while I keep kind of working at the bangs, I also do want to trim up her actual hair a little bit as well. Like, I'm really not doing much actually. I just kind of want to get those long awkward pieces gone. Okay, like I feel like right now with her hair wet, the bangs don't look bad. I also did literally just chop off a couple of these pieces just from the root because it was just looking really weird. Like there were short pieces over here. So now she just has like a couple really blunt little short pieces sticking out over here. Okay, and while her hair is drying, we're just gonna move on to some other stuff with this doll. Also, look at this dress I gave her. I think it actually looks super good on her, and now she's not naked anymore, so. Now, as for her face, she has really thick eyebrows, but I don't really want to move her bangs right now because we have them nicely positioned. But, yeah, they're very thick, and I was going to thin them out a little bit and change them, but with her bangs like this, I think we'll be okay because they basically cover them up. Her lips, however, do bother me for whatever reason, and I just want to change them up. Like, there's literally nothing wrong with them. I don't know why, but I just want to do something else. So using acetone and a Q-tip, I'm going to carefully remove her lipstick. And since I'm using 100% pure acetone, this comes off extremely easily. But you also have to be careful not to like burn the plastic. So I'm just only going right where I want it to be removed. And then to paint her lips back on, I mix glossy Mod Podge with acrylic paint. And using a thin little paintbrush, I paint on her lips. And although it's not a huge difference from what her lips looked like before, I just like this color on her a bit better, and I just have her lips a little bit smaller looking, and I don't know, I like it better, okay? Maybe it was extra and unnecessary, but whatever. And while we're at it, I also want to give her my signature nostril darkening. Just using a bit of brown to darken up the insides of her nostrils there. And because why not, I'm also just gonna give her like a little beauty mark on her chin here. There. Now to add a little bit more dimension to her face, we have The crusty dusty palette makes its return. I'm gonna grab some of the blush with a Q-tip here and just lightly rub that onto the doll's cheeks just to add a bit more color. And this doll already kind of had some blush too, so I'm not gonna put on a lot. But I am curious to see what would happen if we tried to give her some contour, because I've never tried this with dolls before. So I'm wondering if it would make a visible difference or not. If I just kind of go right here where I would regularly put contour on myself. Yeah, no, that's not. For some reason it's coming up almost like gray and ashy colored on the doll. So I don't really know what that's about. I'm just gonna see if I can wipe this off with water. And actually, while I was kind of wiping it away with some water, it kind of blended in a lot nicer. You can probably barely tell. Another small thing I want to add to this doll is some earrings, because she does not have pierced ears currently, and I feel like I just love piercing all my doll's ears personally. It just adds so much. So using my usual technique, I have a thumbtack that I'm just gonna poke right into the doll's head. I wiggle it around a bit, then quickly pull it out and push in the earring. Ooh, those are really cute. And that's pretty much everything I want to do with this doll. But let's talk about her hair for a second. Because yes, it is dried now, and although it's not the worst thing ever, it's also definitely not the best. If I were to redo this, I could do this a lot better, but unfortunately, that is not an option. I definitely took way too big of a section piece on the front, so the bangs go like just kind of all the way across her head, and that's even after cutting short the pieces that were over here. But I still want to try to salvage this and make it look a little bit better. So I just have this hair gel, and I'm going to use some, that was a lot, on the bangs to kind of shape them into place. Okay, after the gel's dried, it doesn't look too bad, honestly. It definitely looks kind of stiff. I don't know, these aren't the best bangs ever, and I'm extremely aware of that, but I'm glad I could at least somewhat salvage it. But let me know your guys' honest opinions on it. Overall, I'm happy with the transformation we did make with this doll, and I definitely think I'll be using her more now that she has been switched up a little bit. Next up is this doll here, and this one I've actually given a bit of a quick makeover to before in one of my shorts, which is why she has these purple streaks in the front of her hair, which I really love and I'm definitely gonna be keeping. And as for her hair, it is pretty good. It's pretty straight, pretty flat, so I'm not really going to worry about fixing anything there. But as for her face, I do want to add a little bit to it. Now, using the same acrylic paint and Mod Podge mixture, I'm going to add some eyebrow hairs to her eyebrows. And I'm also going to darken up her nostrils a little bit as well, just to add a bit more texture and realism to her face. And when it comes to the rest of her face, I really like it already. I love her glossy lips and her eye makeup, but I do feel like it'd be fun to give her some piercings. And to do that, I'm going to use a similar method that I actually used in one of my recent shorts to give a Barbie doll a belly button piercing, and that is to use these little nail art balls. I just bought these off Amazon, and they're awesome. And they came with these tiny little tweezers that are literally perfect for this. And to start, I want to give her a nose piercing, and I think I'm going to actually use these like darker silver color balls, because although the light silver is also nice, it's almost like too much. There's 3 different sizes, and I'm going to take the medium size, and I'm just going to grab a singular one. And then I have this nail rhinestone glue, and so I'm just going to use a little bit of that, like literally such a small amount, and then place that onto the doll's nose. Okay, all of a sudden I'm thinking I should have gone with the smaller size. Okay, I sized down to the smallest ball, and I do think that looks better, but I actually can't decide if I like this in general, just because it is just really bulky. It's really out there. Like, from this angle it looks good, but I don't know. Maybe this isn't the move after all. I don't know, I'm just actually not a huge fan of it on the nose. Yeah, we're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. And instead, I placed 2 of the smallest size balls on her eyebrow, and that looks way better than the nose piercing, I'm sorry. And now, because this was a UV drying rhinestone glue, I'm just gonna really quickly cure that under my UV light. And now those are stuck in place. And I don't know, I feel like that looks really good on her. And her ears are already pierced, so I'm just gonna quickly give her some little silver star earrings. And lastly, I feel like it'd be really neat to try to give her a tattoo. I haven't really tried giving darker skin dolls a tattoo yet, so I'm not sure how perfectly it's gonna show up on her skin, but I'm really curious to find out. And we'll be using my go-to technique, which is using temporary tattoos. And I actually kind of liked these little birds, so I'm just gonna cut out this one over here. Then, just like a regular temporary tattoo, I'm gonna peel off the protective layer there, place it on the doll's body where I want it to go, and then use a damp cloth to hold it down. And this is kind of tricky because it's hard to get the placement right, and it's also kind of permanent, so you don't want to mess it up. I might have messed it up.
From our very first steps to our golden years, We all want to be happy and stay.
Oops, no. Yeah, so that was a mistake. Okay, guys, so first and foremost, the tattoo is really glossy. It really gives off a shine, which doesn't look extremely realistic. You also saw my little mishap earlier, so it didn't even really get to set properly on the doll's skin, and I didn't really place it exactly where I wanted it. Overall, this was kind of a fail. This was kind of a fail, guys. I wanted this a lot more to the left. Why is this video low-key just backfiring on me? And instead of giving them makeovers, I'm giving them downgrades, I swear. Like, I definitely think this could have looked good if it had the right placement or if I used a different tattoo, but I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling it. And now I'm gonna do something kind of risky and use acetone to try to remove it. And this is risky because acetone can melt plastic. Oh, you can see the brown. It's melting her plastic, guys. What have I done? Okay, guys. Now I could have pretended like that whole tattoo thing didn't happen and literally just cut that whole clip out. But on this channel, we like to be real, okay? We like to be honest. And also, I think everyone would notice that her chest looks all messed up and weird now. So I couldn't lie about it anyways. That was definitely a learning experience for me that it is not a good idea to remove the doll's tattoos with acetone, and I probably should have used my non-acetone nail polish remover.
And that might have worked, but I didn't actually know I had a non-acetone nail polish remover until I looked in my closet and found one. I should have done that before I pulled out the acetone.
Either way, acetone melts doll plastic. Keep that in mind if you're going to be using it on your dolls, especially on large areas of their body, like their chest. It's not even that bad, but especially in like the light, you can see it's all kind of textured and glossy and not the best. Either way, you guys get to experience the ups and downs of this video with me because not everything goes as planned, and this is proof of that. Yeah. But ignoring that whole thing, I do really like her little face makeover, and I love that eyebrow piercing, so at least there's that. Maybe she'll just be wearing turtlenecks from here on out. Learn from my mistakes and don't make the same. Next up is this girl, and clearly she can use some help. This girl has been missing her hands since like the dawn of time. I actually have no idea where they went, and I've not been ever able to find them. So along with giving her new hands, there's a couple other things that we could do with her to just kind of spice her up a little bit, make her a little more exciting, because I have not paid this doll any attention in a very long time. So first and foremost, I have a bunch of these little hands that I've ordered from Amazon, and if you guys have watched previous videos, you know that I sometimes like to switch my doll's hands, and that's why I have spare hands. I don't actually know where the doll's original hands ever went, so that's why we're bringing out these ones. Now, I don't necessarily want to give her any crazy hands right now, just something kind of casual, so I have this one here that basically just looks like a regular flat hand. And then unfortunately this pack does not come with this same hand for the other hand. So for the other one, I'm gonna give her this hand that kind of just looks like it might be holding something, but it still looks pretty natural. So these are the new hands. The skin tone match is honestly pretty perfect. And although I would have liked to be able to give her back her original hands, I have no idea where those things went. So starting with fixing her hair, I have some boiling hot water here that, surprise, surprise, I'm going to dunk the doll's head into. And just brush straight. And yeah, for video purposes, I always just show me using the cup of water, but realistically, the best way to do this is to actually pour hot water over the doll's head so that it can really lie flat. And as for the length of her hair, I have nothing against the long hair, but she's had it forever and I am ready for some change. So I think we're gonna trim it down a bit. And I think I do want to take off like a decent amount here, so. Oh, that was a horrible cut. These are dull scissors. Oh my gosh. But I do also want to kind of give her some like layers in the front here, like some shorter pieces in the front of her hair. So we're just gonna like, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, clearly some stuff has happened off camera, including me cutting my finger open. That wasn't fun. Anyways, I really don't know what I'm doing when it comes to hair, and you can probably tell by looking at her, but I tried my best to kind of give her some layers going on, and I actually think it kind of worked. She kind of is giving like wolf cut, but yeah, I basically just hacked away at her hair a little bit just to give her a couple different layers going on because I wanted to thin it out a bit. You know, I just cut some shorter pieces in the front and then just kind of hacked away, creating a few different layers. I'm gonna go rinse this doll off again and get her a new outfit while we're at it. Wait, why is this Like, actually really good. First of all, look at this outfit. These jeans are so cute. I made them a while ago, and then I just gave her this top, and the hair is still in the process of drying, but like, it's exactly what I wanted it to be, like kind of like a wolf cut, just really layered. I'm gonna let this dry, and then we'll see what it looks like from there. This is what her hair looks like dry, and it doesn't necessarily look too crazy different. Honestly, just looks like a short haircut, but there's definitely lots of layers going on. But now, what I really want to dial in on is her face, because I feel like there's a lot we can do here to kind of switch her up a little bit. She literally has just the most minimalistic face detailing ever, so I feel like we could add a lot to it. I'm going to start off with some of the basics, like darkening the nostrils and add some eyebrow hairs to her eyebrows. Then I'm using a little bit of watered down acrylic paint Mod Podge mixture to just kind of give her a bit of eyeshadow. Just some dimension above her eyes in general. And then I just use a slightly more concentrated color on the outer edge of her eyes to kind of give like a nice little gradient of eyeshadow. And I do kind of want to just redo her eyes. I want to make them a little bit more dark brown than what they already are. Redarken the pupil. And I do want to carefully try to give her a few more eyelashes, as well with a couple bottom lashes. And I'm also going to add the shine back to her eyes. Now I definitely want to get rid of these pink lips. They are not the vibe we are going for. So I'm going to use acetone, and unlike earlier, this isn't going to destroy her because I'm just going to use it right on the lips like we did on the first makeover. And just careful to not really go anywhere else other than the lips. Then like we did with the eyeshadow, I have some watered down pink, and I'm gonna put that on her lips. And I just kind of fade it so the inner bits of her lips are a little bit darker than the outside. And then I add a thin layer of glossy Mod Podge on top of that. I'm also gonna give her a little bit of blush because I feel like she could use some more color in her cheeks. I also just adding some to the nose and the chin, just to kind of bring color all into her face. Okay, that was a lot on the nose, actually. Also, why is her hair doing weird things now? Now, like the others, I do feel like a pair of earrings would definitely suit her, and she does already have her ears pierced, so I'm just gonna poke in these little hoops. And I also just randomly want to give her this necklace, like, just because. I think that looks really cute. And lastly, I feel like, especially just with this outfit and the vibe she's going on right now, I feel like a belly button piercing would look really cool on her. Now, using the same method that I did for the eyebrow piercing earlier, I'm gonna grab one of these little nail art balls, put a little bit of glue on it, and stick it onto the doll. And I grab another one that's smaller and stick that above it. And then I cure that under my UV light. And here she is, guys, with the full little makeover. The hair, I'm honestly second guessing a little bit just because it's not sitting exactly how I would have wanted it to. And maybe if I just give it another rinse through and worked on styling it a bit more, it would be better. But I definitely like it more than her long hair either way because it's just a big change and just more exciting in my opinion. I really do like her new face. It looks a lot more realistic and a lot more detailed than it did before. And I really do like the belly button piercing, but let me know what you guys think. And so these are the 3 dolls that we gave a bit of an upgrade to, or in some senses, a downgrade. Yeah, we're just gonna forget about that, erase that from our memories. But anyways, I am overall happy with how all 3 of these girls did turn out. I did make some little mistakes along the way, but I'm curious to know what you guys think and which of these 3 makeovers was your favorite. I think for me, it might have to be this girl over here. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notification bells so you can become part of the hashtag DD Squad. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see all of you guys in the next one. Bye!